Hello everyone, this is Strawberry Podfic, and we are reading Hysterical by Spark the Fangirl, Chapter 4, Red, White, and Gold Glitter, Part 4, The Truth. Summary. All Might's turn for trauma. It took several minutes for Bakugo to get caught up on the whole situation. So, is this, like, a well-known thing? Not in the slightest. In fact, aside from a handful of close friends, you two are the only ones that know. Wow, you kinda suck at keeping this a secret, Bakugo said, unamused. All Might simply coughed a bit of blood in way of a response. Anyways, what did you want to tell Izuku? Are you sure I can't convince you to leave? Not a chance, Bakugo said, crossing his arms. All Might sighed. Well, in that case, let me tell you two about a little thing called One for All. And you want me to inherit this quirk? That is the plan, yes. Are you sure you want to do this? I told you, my quirk is really not suited for being a hero. And, I mean, you don't really know me that well. We only had, one conversation, and it was kinda rushed. Almost like the whole conversation was being written by an author who just really wanted to get to the next scene and was banking on the fact that most of the readers knew the extent of the situation already. This is, in fact, exactly what happened. However, Bakugo and All Might chose to ignore this insight, as neither of them had a good grasp on the concept of the fourth wall. He'll do it, Bakugo interrupted the incessant mutterings. Midoriya snapped out of his mutter trance to elbow Bakugo. Hey, that's not exactly your choice to make. You better take it. This, on top of your shitty quirk, will guarantee that you'll make it into the hero course. Bakugo pounded a fist into his hand. Then, when I beat you, I'll prove to everyone that I'm the best. Ah, of course, you have an ulterior motive, Midoriya rolled his eyes. All Might coughed. He does have a valid point. What do you say? Yes, of course. This is like a dream come true. I'd love to take on your quirk. I'm sure about this, that is. If you're sure about it, that is. Believe me when I say that I think you will be perfect. Still not totally sure why you think so, Midoriya muttered. All Might ignored him. You will, however, have to train your body to be able to take the strength that comes with One for All. If you don't, then your limbs could potentially explode, he chuckled. You can see how that would be a problem, I'm sure. Now, had All Might fully understood Midoriya's quirk, he would have realized that this was actually not much of a problem. The two boys had made this connection and did not laugh at the joke. You didn't tell him? Bakugo glared at Midoriya, who in turn threw his hands in the air. Well, I didn't know he was gonna make me his freaking successor. It's always been a secret. Why would I tell him? I don't know, 'cause he's your idol? You have to tell him now. Shut up, I was going to. All Might seemed at a loss for words. What? We need a minute, Bakugo said, with finality as he grabbed Midoriya's wrist and dragged him a few paces away. Hey! Midoriya shouted. So, let me get this straight, Bakugo hissed, his back to All Might. Some guy who claims to be All Might is offering to make you his successor on the basis that you're more suicidal than pig taunting a tiger. The heck is that analogy? Shut up! The point stands. Well, I'm fairly certain he is All Might. I don't know many other people who can make it rain from a single punch. He could be, like, a shapeshifter pretending to be All Might, and the real All Might is still with the reporters or something. Midoriya simply stared at Bakugo in response. Or something like that, Bakugo finished lamely. Okay, so I seriously doubt that's the case. Well, the only other option is that the number one fucking hero wants to give you his quirk. You! So, sorry if I find it hard to believe that anyone would want you as a student. He crossed his arms. I don't understand. You seemed really eager for me to get his quirk a minute ago. Yeah, well, that was before I learned that he didn't know about your quirk, 'cause that means he looked at you recklessly throwing yourself into dangerous situations and thought, this kid would make a great successor, and that's just stupid. Midoriya opened his mouth to argue. Midoriya closed it and thought about Bakugo's words. Point. Besides, he said it makes you explode. Come on, Izuku, do you really need more ways to break yourself? Like you're one to talk, Mr. Explodo. Bakugo rolled his eyes. Regardless, you are going to tell him? Yeah, but first... Midoriya looked at Bakugo, all humor gone from his face. Do you really think I should do this? You fucking better. This is the chance of a lifetime, nerd. Midoriya smiled. And you're going to need all the help you can get if you keep getting into trouble. You sound like my mother. Midoriya grumbled, and I don't get into that much trouble. We both know that's a major lie. Bakugo turned around and walked back to All Might. Midoriya followed suit. All right, Junkie, tell him. Midoriya took a deep breath. All Might, I have something I need to tell you. Okay? So, my quirk, it's weird. I'm not really sure how to explain this. Bakugo growled. Just show him, idiot! Show me what? All Might questioned, growing more confused by the second. I can't do that! Why the hell not? 'Cause it's... Midoriya struggled to explain himself. It's disturbing! Bakugo rolled his eyes. Get over it! You'll have to show him at one point if you take him up on his offer. Fine! Midoriya slung his bag off his shoulder and pointed at Bakugo. But you're going to have to explain it to him. I don't understand. What are you doing, Midoriya? All Might questioned. You see, All Might was used to being at least a little confused most of the time. This was because, for all intents and purposes, he was not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree, and as such, rarely understood what was happening. Mostly he just waited for people to scream, and then punched stuff. Somehow, this method has ended up working out pretty good for him thus far, and even resulted in him becoming the #1 hero. However, this situation had him more confused than ever. Sure, he had chosen Midoriya on the basis that Midoriya seemed to be hero material, a conclusion he had come to upon seeing the boy throw himself into a very dangerous situation, but the two boys were making him feel incredibly out of the loop. Sorry for lying to you, All Might, but this is my quirk. And with that, Midoriya took a deep breath before running the short length of the roof and jumping. To elaborate, he quite literally swan-dived off the roof headfirst in an impressive display of athleticism and a complete disregard for personal safety. Midoriya, All Might for his part, stood completely still, refusing to believe that anyone was that, well, suicidal. He quite honestly believed that Midoriya was going to fly or demonstrate something equally epic as his true quirk. Don't blame him for thinking so. He had very little context for the situation, and as such, the boy flying seemed reasonable enough. As it was, Midoriya did not fly. Instead, he fell the length of the building and landed with a grotesque squelch on the pavement. That bastard! Bakugo glared angrily at the edge. All Might's jaw moved up and down, but no noise came out. Bakugo turned to the man. All Might, sir, so don't panic, but is he dead? Well, Bakugo seemed to be a bit panicky himself. I mean, kinda? He'll be fine, but he's dead. Yeah, he's dead, but shit. All Might then turned and ran away. Wait, All Might, you don't understand! Bakugo chased after the hero. And then we're going to continue with the next part of this chapter, which is the last part of this chapter. But first, I have to take a bathroom break. Pause, where's... And I'm back. So, this is part 5, the final part of chapter 4. Chapter 4, Red, White, and Gold Glitter. Part 5. Hey, Kacchan, now I can explode like you. Summary. This was a mistake, wasn't it? Bakugo finally caught up to the hero, who had stopped running after his curiosity got the better of him to stare at Midoriya's deformed corpse. The boy's blood had gathered around his body and was already starting to shimmer. The two stood in silence for a minute before All Might finally broke it. I'm concerned, he said. Yeah, well, everything considered, that's a fair reaction. He's really dead, All Might said, still in shock. I tried to tell you, Bakugo. Bakugo examined the body. It's his quirk. Dying is his quirk? Kinda? All Might just stared at Bakugo. Ugh, I'm not really good at explaining this. No, you are not. Bakugo glared at All Might, annoyed at this reaction. No, I don't think that's really fair to the hero. He simply lacked the background knowledge to truly comprehend the situation, and Bakugo was frankly not helping. Look, he's immortal, he dies, and then he gets his shitty glitter everywhere, and boom, not dead. What does that even mean? It means the asshole knew I'd be terrible at explaining this and wanted me to suffer. You know, somehow I doubt that was his intention. That was definitely his intention. He just likes to see me fail. Will you please just explain what's happening? At that moment, Midoriya did indeed explode into a cloud of glitter. I'm back! All Might screeched. Sorry for keeping that from you, All Might, Midoriya said as he stood. But there you go. I'm also immortal, which is kinda useful. I'm sorry, you're what? Gotchan, did you not explain my quirk to him? There was a teasing undertone to his words that lent credence to Bakugo's theory. Bakugo flipped Midoriya the bird. Explain your own quirk, idiot. Fine. He turned to the thoroughly confused hero. So, my quirk is called Adrenaline Rush. Basically, my body pumps modified adrenaline into my system 24/7. It makes me have a constant adrenaline rush and also activates my body's hysterical strength mechanism. So that means that I go over my limits in strength, but it has the side effect of breaking me because my body isn't meant to take the strain. I don't mean to be rude, but can we please get to the immortal part? Oh, yeah, that's probably important. He cleared his throat. As a safety, since my quirk is so volatile, there's also a healing aspect that is, only activated after my heart stops. So, yeah. There is a silence only broken by an awkward cough from Bakugo. All Might took a deep breath. Kid, why did you not think to tell me this? I just did. All Might said nothing. Midoriya sighed. I don't know. I guess since I just didn't really tell people, it didn't exactly occur to me. And why do you not tell me? Why do you not tell people? I, for one, would have greatly appreciated a warning. I have a few reasons. Also, Midoriya winced. It does tend to cause, trauma. Ah, that would be a valid reason, All Might sighed, and shook his head. You're going to be a handful of a successor, aren't you? Wait, you still want me to inherit your quirk? If anything, the knowledge of your true quirk has only reaffirmed my thoughts that you should. After all, being immortal will probably be very helpful. Okay, but why do you want me to take your quirk? Don't argue with him, dumbass, Bakugo interjected. Just take the damn quirk. Okay. He turned to the hero. All Might, sir, I would love to take on your quirk. They stood in awkward silence for a few minutes, as Midoriya looked at the hero expectantly. Right now? All Might said. Was that not what you meant? Well, originally I had planned on having you train your body before so that you wouldn't explode. Been there, done that. He's fine, Bakugo interjected. Now give him the quirk. What? Don't ask, Midoriya said exasperatedly. He has a point, though. That he does. Suddenly he transformed back into his All Might form and pulled a hair out of his head. Eat this! What? You need my DNA to get my quirk. Okay, but your hair? Midoriya put a hand to his mouth and began to mutter. Only the follicles at the bottom actually contain DNA, so I really should only need to eat that end, but that's still kind of ineffective, but maybe if I just, licked your arm, because then I'd be digesting hundreds of your dead skin cells, and those would also have DNA. All Might struggled to keep up with the relentless flow. Do you want to lick me? Not particularly, he waved his arms. But, I would if I needed to. Ugh, Bakugo groaned. Just eat the damn thing already. Okay, I was going to, and with that, Midoriya grabbed the hair and devoured it. He made a face as he swallowed it. Is that it? All Might nodded. You should begin feeling the effects very soon. As soon as he said that, Midoriya doubled over. Uh-oh. What's wrong? Are you okay? All Might asked worriedly. He bent closer to the boy. Get back. I think I'm gonna... I have no doubt that the next word was going to be explode, but the sentence was cut off by Midoriya exploding, so I am unable to confirm this. Bakugo let out a high-pitched scream of anger as blood splattered his shirt. Okay, so I guess you were right about the whole exploding thing, Midoriya said as soon as he revived. Bakugo furiously slapped at the glitter down his front. You think? All Might blinked hard. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. You say that until it happens 100 times, Bakugo glared at his shirt, as if willing the glitter out. It did not work. Then it's just annoying. So, exploding wasn't fun, but I think I have a better handle on it now, Midoriya said, as if that was a normal sentence. What's next? Well, All Might started, at a loss for this strange situation he now found himself in. Because I was thinking I might need to change my quirk description now that I have one for all, too. What, you finally going to add the makes owner of the quirk act like a fucking squirrel with no regards for personal safety to the description? Bakugo snorted. Haha, but really, the official description says I have a very minor strength enhancement, which is obviously no longer true. Well, All Might started hesitantly, you are able to change those when necessary, if I may offer my opinion. Midoriya nodded. We can't have people knowing about One for All, but if you edited your quirk as if you had just discovered more about it, then it should be fine. So you're saying I should change my quirk description to be like a combination of adrenaline rush and One for All. Exactly. I was thinking you could maybe name it after the small strength aspect of your existing quirk. Midoriya's eyes brightened. Hysterical strength! Bakugo laughed sharply. Well, you're hysterical enough, that's for sure. All Might smiled. Midoriya Izuku, today you become the 9th holder of One for All, or as it will be known from this day forward, Hysterical. And that is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys next time, and make sure to do all that fun stuff. Like, comment, subscribe,